Nigeria owes over 3 trillion naira to power generation companies and gas suppliers. As a result, the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, says that the government can no longer sustain electricity subsidies, which are estimated to require 2.9 trillion naira in the 2024 budget, far exceeding the 450 billion naira provision. He added that the nation must begin to move towards a cost-effective tariff model.
Mr. President said, no, this is not the right time to remove subsidy completely. At the same time, the government that is bearing the subsidy, they are not able to source enough cash to back up this subsidy, which is why we have seen or witnessed the accumulated debt in the sector that we are owing the power sector operators, the generating companies, the gas supply companies, and all that. And it shows that there is paucity of fund.
But increasing tariffs has sparked resistance across the country. Nigerians argue that simply raising prices fails to adequately address the urgent need for diversifying power generation sources. Countries like Morocco have successfully harnessed renewable energy, particularly solar power, to meet their growing energy demands. With ambitious plans to generate 52% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2030, Morocco's approach not only reduces reliance on imported fossil fuels, but also presents a sustainable and cost-effective solution for power generation. The question remains, where is the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission's plan for alternative energy by the same year? Experts and stakeholders have long urged the Nigerian government to explore alternative power generation sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower. Nigeria's abundant sunshine throughout the year makes solar power an attractive option. Malam Murtala Aliyu, a former Minister of State for Power and Steel, has reiterated the need to seize the opportunity to grow the solar panel initiative and diversify the country's power generation mix. Similarly, the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress in the 2023 general elections, Dumebi Kachiku, campaigned on the adoption of alternative power sources, recognizing their significant impact on the country's economic climate.
There's no rocket science to generating power. Neither is there magic in distributing power. Our debilitating challenges are man-made and we must use an iron fist. I'll work with the state governors on a plan that sees the federal government investing in national trunks for power and telecoms, while the state governments and private sector participants focus on in-state distribution. We will harness all sources of energy to provide power to our people, while giving preference to clean energies.
While some initiatives have been introduced, progress in this area has been relatively slow. The Rural Electrification Agency, REA, has been working to provide solar-powered electricity to rural areas and states like Sokoto, Ogun, and Anambra through its Solar Power Niger program. However, Nigerians are calling for more concerted efforts to scale up these initiatives and make them more impactful. In a recent development, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, issued an order on May 1st to limit power supply to international consumers in Benin Republic, Niger, and Togo to 6% of the total grid electricity. This directive, expected to be in effect for 6 months, aims to enhance in-country electricity supply capacity. Additionally, the Geometric Power Project in Abia State presents a promising example of state-level initiatives contributing to improving the power sector, with its goal of providing reliable and affordable electricity to the state. Government's focus on increasing electricity tariffs is understandable given the sector's financial challenges. The Minister of Power and policymakers must prioritize the diversification of power generation sources. By leveraging renewable energy, improving infrastructure, and fostering innovative partnerships, Nigeria can work towards a more reliable and equitable power sector that serves the needs of its citizens and supports the country's economic growth.